Welcome to the KNX Dialogue Series. I'm Bob Snyder, an industry editor and your moderator today. The KNX Dialogue Series is a format designed to share industry developments and insights. It's a series. There'll be a couple more sessions, in addition to this, we'll be having September 18th and November 27th. But these dialogue series are designed to share in-depth analysis, exciting product launches. They're here to connect you with industry professionals and to help you share ideas in a more digestible format, if I can say that. And what we'd like to do is to invite you to join us, to ask questions, make comments, join us with audio and video. You are an important part of the KNX Dialogue Series, so thank you for joining us today. Welcome to our first session here at the KNX Dialogue Series. We're going to be talking about the KNX Ecosystem. Today with me is Casto Caravate, who is the marketing manager of the KNX Association, and Jesus Arias, membership and business development for KNX Association. We're going to be chatting. We're going to be having a dialogue. We're going to be diving into the KNX ecosystem, discovering what makes KNX such a game changer in sustainable and innovative technology. You're going to see how different manufacturers bring a wide range of applications and products to life, creating smart, interconnected environments. And whether you're a KNX veteran or just starting out, this session is going to open your eyes to the possibilities and opportunities as a KNX system can offer. So, gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. Casto, Jesus. Now, for some time, I thought you had an ecosystem, but today you're talking about having a complete ecosystem. And I wanted just to explore, what does it mean by a complete ecosystem? Casto.
Yes, hi, Bob. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Indeed, for 34 years, we've been working with different type of communicating with KNX, and that was the ecosystem. So our professionals, they've been able to make communication using twisted pair, using radio frequency. Today, we also incorporate KNX IoT. So the professionals, they can make a more comprehensive ecosystem, and they can choose how is the way to communicate of the products thanks to this new evolution. So with KNX IoT, we expand the possibilities of communicating, of connecting the devices into the common infrastructure. And this is now, it can be done with, so devices, they can have IP connectivity using IPv6, and also other services they can connect by a client and a server way, they can connect to the KNX system. So we are offering a wide range of possibilities for KNX projects and for professionals to connect the devices into one common project.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, with no doubt. IP was that missing link in our ecosystem. It is true we had IP connectivity in the past, but it wasn't a native design. Not to mention that we didn't have KNX IP devices running on Wi-Fi or Ethernet in the same way, with the same core values that we understand in terms of interoperability, vendor independent, one commissioning tool. So this is opening a new era in KNX, because we have now more manufacturers joining KNX, more solutions, and as Casto, you say very well, new solutions, new services that we've never seen before in our industry before, right?
And Jesus, we also, when we went together at IAC this year, we also had a couple of discussions with companies that they never heard of KNX, and they wanted to know more because they said, how do you do it now with KNX IoT? That was a couple of American companies actually. So they wanted to know how it is, and then you were explaining how easy it was now to do this connectivity, with KNX as well. So
it is actually for them, especially for companies that haven't heard of KNX before, that you offer them an IP foundation for their product or solutions. It's only natural. I think it's what they expect. And when they when they see it, it makes sense. For us, it's such a new novelty because we come from a very successful, potent technology based on a twisted pair and radio frequency, our own physical layers. But if we wanted to see KNX going to the next level, I think I'm certain that KNX IoT is the right tool for that.
Yeah.
It's kind of symbolic that as a community now, coming from standalone products, the products are actually a community now too. They're all connected.
Yes, they're all connected, and becoming the foundation for a plethora of services and solutions that now are flowing from cloud to edge to the actual infrastructure on premises. It is really, it's a good time to be in this industry.
Exciting
And
time.
yeah, and Bob, you mentioned about all connected. It's interesting. Everybody talks today about connectivity, but it's not only about connectivity in KNX. So we go one step beyond, and what I mean here is connectivity of devices in a common infrastructure. What it actually will means is, or it can bring, it's a very wide topic, right? It's okay, you can connect devices into one system, into one building, but that doesn't mean that they will have a full integration. And this is where I think the KNX goes this extra mile. We guarantee full integration of KNX IoT devices, but also integration with all KNX devices within the same ecosystem. And that's very unique from a technology. So we really say we go one step beyond connectivity, and that's for the whole ecosystem in one.
And not only that, not only the devices, but the actual installers, the certified system integrators in KNX, more than 120,000, they are also part of this solution. So anywhere in the world, you have the same approach for the setting up the connectivity among these devices. So I think that's not to be taken lightly, to have this workforce who understand the technology and can actually enable that connectivity. That sometimes can be challenging, given big, large projects and so on.
And they don't need to
100
use any other tool. So sorry, Bob, I interrupted, but the 100,000 professionals that Jesus mentioned, they will only use one tool for configuring all these products, and that's also a good benefit for them.
I was also focusing on the number 125,000, thinking what a tremendous figure for support and integration out there in the market, well equal to any of the largest high tech players in the world.
Well,
Lots of
actually,
integrators.
it surprises me sometimes, when I go to certain regions, especially in Europe. But you are in a city and you see a van from an electrical contractor or an IT service provider, and you see the KNX partner logo on the actual van. No, that's really like, wow, this community is really big.
Mm.
I've actually seen that myself, so I know what you mean. So, gentlemen, why don't in terms of this, so when you launched the IoT ecosystem, you expanded the ecosystem tremendously in that. But what stage do you think the members are at in the IoT ecosystem, in KNX IoT?
Well,
Uh,
we have seen our members already developing the first products, and they have already presented the products this year. So at the event of Light and Building, it was the first event where we showed real devices on our in the booth at the booth by various companies. So big companies like Siemens was presenting a real KNX IoT product, and we also have the other companies like Skoda or Nordic Semiconductor presenting solutions for members that they can use. And that was the only start. So we've been, Jesus, you've been in touch with many startups as well that they are presenting also products, right?
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Well, in regards to that, let's not forget where we come from. We are an association, so our technology is not developed in 2 days by a proprietary company. So it takes a while until the specifications are realized in full. So we've been working on that for solid for a few years before 2024. And that also very important, we take always into consideration backwards compatibility. So we don't
Mm.
teach what we have and get rid of existing installations. We always build on the shoulders of giants, but considering or taking into consideration our legacy. So this is very challenging. Yet this year we initiated the KNX IoT rollout, which we launched right, Castro, at the Light and Building very
Mhm.
successfully, and that's when the ecosystem is mature, is ready from tooling, resources, certification. So although we only started this rollout a few months ago, there are already products in the certification process, and many prototypes being presented, which are in the funnel of product certification.
Yes.
Mhm.
And, and gentlemen, you mentioned in there a trade show, and I wanted to specifically ask about events as a driving force in the ecosystem. How important are they? What are some of the recent events you've attended, and what has been the result?
Yeah, following our strategy, what we aim to be strong in the IoT industry within the home and building automation, then on IoT we want to be stronger. And for this, we've been attending several events. So in May, we participated at the IoT Solutions World Congress. It was an event in Barcelona. We were in partnership with them so that we could support the area of startups. There, we set up our KNX booth with we work with was five startups in total. Was five in total.
Mhm.
They presented their solutions using KNX IoT at their booth. So they have developed in the last months own solutions that, in combination, as Jesus just mentioned a minute ago, so of course we are not forgetting what we have done in the past. So we've been working 34 years already on the market. We have more than 500 members presenting and having their own solutions and products on the market, and we are not forgetting that. Companies are reading more about the KNX IoT, adapting also and extending their portfolio devices to KNX IoT. And we have that news also from our members. And the startups, they are new companies that they join the KNX eco community in this case, the whole community. And they are a good thing of the startup companies is that they are very dynamic. They catch the idea very quickly, and then they are able to
Okay.
develop something in no time, and that's a good complement for our community. So we were there, and Jesus, in a meeting he mentioned yesterday, in a meeting that we were in the KNX executive board meeting yesterday, for instance, the case of a Portuguese company, A-Touch, working together with a British company, which is Cascoda, so that they met a light and building. They met a light and building. They talked about KNX IoT, and then they were there. So Jesus, maybe you can elaborate there and give more details on how they do it.
Yeah, that was a truly exceptional case study about these two companies. They basically met at the Light and Building in at the beginning of March, and A-Touch wanted to adopt the new KNX IoT technology into their existing twisted pair push buttons and a switching actuator, and they just had a discussions there. I remember being with them talking at the Light and Building. Not even 3 months later, A-Touch was with Cascoda at the IoT Solutions World Congress as one of the startups, presenting the actual device with the new KNX IoT over Thread. That was really something that yeah, makes us very proud of how our members and startups cooperate, but also how these events are catalyst for innovating, right? And I think, well, Castro, you've been to many events as a marketing manager, and you probably see this very often. I will talk to some of the startups in one of these dialogues and presenting more in depth what we've done for the IoT Solutions World Congress. But yeah, we had our startups. They are from everywhere. We got startups in Europe, but also in the US, in Nigeria. We have startups India, a full a worldwide community. And like Castro said very well, they are the forefront of early adoption of technology. They are on the edge. They are always the risk takers. And in that regard, they've been adopting KNX IoT in the fastest way, but that showcases what technology does. So in this IoT Solution for Congress, we have this a real tunnel connecting a couple of pavilions. And there we deployed a whole vertical solution, a human-centric lighting from servers to infrastructure, fully realized with KNX, fully secure, KNX IoT to KNX Twisted Pair. A really nice installation that shows the power of KNX.
Wonderful. KNX in action. So, gentlemen, yeah. So this, has been, I would think, a very successful year so far for you in terms of ecosystem. Is that right?
Well,
absolutely.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, in all these years, Castro, you've been also a few years here. I've never seen anything like this. Such a compounding technology community into one effort.
And with a lot of new ideas. That is something very remarkable. So in the last years, we've been seeing a lot of new devices, but now they are really innovative devices. It's a great ideas, new kind of portfolio coming to the KNX ecosystem now.
Well, I think it's very exciting, and thank you for joining me for the opening dialogue. We're out of time here at the moment, but I think what you've done is you've been able to establish some of the key points of what's been happening in the KNX ecosystem. And when you say complete, you mean really complete. It's global, it's innovative, it's encompassing startups, it's encompassing connectivity. So that's pretty exciting stuff. And we're looking forward to hearing more depth in the other sessions. So thank you, Castro. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Bob.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.